All right, so this is going to help you with Ixl S.8. All right, so they're asking that you look at the graph and that you then write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. All right, well, remember slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So the two things you have to identify are the m and the b. So remember, b is your y-intercept, and then m is your slope. And if we're on a graph, we can count that by doing the rise over the run. All right, same thing as the change in y over change in x. All right, remember that all means the same thing. All right, so when we're finding slope, all those things mean the same thing. It's our movement. So sometimes we say that m stands for move, the b stands for begin. So the easiest thing to start with is what we say to begin, which is your y-intercept. All right, so if we are writing this in slope-intercept form, when you're typing it into the computer, the easiest thing to go ahead and do is to go ahead and type in y equals. All right, and then you know that you're going to have to identify your y-intercept. So if I look here, my y-axis, this is going to cross at -8. So what I would do is I would go ahead and type in -8 into the space. I can't really show you that though, and then move the cursor back in front of it. All right, because I don't want to have any spaces in between my stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and write it back here right now. All right, and then in front of that, I know that I need an x. All right, so an x, and the b would be whatever sign it is. Positive, it's a positive y-intercept, negative if it's a negative. Now we just need to calculate our m, our rise over our run. All right, so to know what number goes in front of x. So I have to find another point. I know this could be the hard part sometimes. So as I move up this line, I'm going to just use the highlighter here. As I move up the line, I want to find the next spot in which it intersects 4 ways. So if I'm looking at this, right there is the next spot where the line intersects the grid. So I want to calculate my rise over my run from this point to that point. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I run over 1. So it's 5 over 1, which equals 5. All right, if we get confused with the positives and negatives, remember, just look at the line. All right, read from left to right. This would be going upstairs or in a positive direction. So I know that my final answer for my slope should be a positive number, and it's a 5. So to write this in slope-intercept form would just be y equals 5x minus 8. All right, let's look at another one. Same thing, we want slope-intercept form, so y equals mx plus b. Let's start by identifying our y-intercept. So go ahead and type in y equals into your space, what you would do first. Let's go to the y-axis. Looks like the y-intercept is -9. So I'm going to put a -9 back here. I know my variable x has to be in front of that. And now I know I need to calculate my rise over my run. All right, I need my m. So I got to find another point. So as I move along this line, it looks like the next spot at which it intersects is there. So my rise, all right, I would be going up 1. So rise over run. I went up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have a run of 7. I went to the left, so I know it's negative. All right. Also, if I just look at this line, I know that it's going in a downward direction, so I know that it would be negative. So when I type this in, I'm just going to put the negative first, and then it would just be 1/7 to give me my -1/7. It doesn't matter what number the negative goes with. It just needs to be in the front. Okay, so y equals -1/7 x minus 9. All right, so hopefully this helps you with your Ixl S.8.